Welcome back to Given Chances Farm, and today we're going to have Taylor come out here and try her first Snowman on the lathe. So we'll see how she can do. I'll be helping her a lot more than I did with Michaela, just for the simple fact that she hasn't been using the tools or been trying on the lathe near as much as Michaela has, so we'll help her along a little bit more. Alright, we're back out in the shop today, and Taylor wants to try to make a snowman, so I want to help her, and we'll see what we can get accomplished here. Alright, let me get a pair of safety glasses on since you got my sheet on. Alright. Alright, so basically what I'm having Taylor do right now is she wanted to make a snowman. So here's one of them that I've made recently. Obviously these are different pieces of wood. The one in the back that's already made was a piece of black locust that I got, and it still needs to dry out. Versus this one here, I'm actually not exactly sure what type of wood it is. It was a runner on one of the skids for a shipping crate. So basically this section of here will be her hat. This will be the head, the center body section, and this will be the base. So it will kind of be very similar to that type of setup right there.
And then
that's about what we're going to be making.
We would cut this off.
And then the pieces at each end will be cut off because that's what the center points are going through. So we'll turn the lathe back on and I will help her again. Taylor hasn't used the carbide tools. She hasn't had as much time on the lathe as Michaela has, so I'll be helping her a little bit more. Plus she's a little bit younger too, so she's still got to learn. So I'll do my best to show her what I've learned so far, and I'll let her learn what works best for her as well. So we'll fire the lathe back up. Now this one here, just keep this part flat on the rest, okay? So just the same as we do, what you're going to do is you just go here, you're going to take that down, just back and forth like that, okay? Alright. Right now we're going to work on the snowman's hat. Now, real carefully, we're going to try and round the brim of his hat a little bit, okay? There we go. So basically, we take real small, light cuts just to kind of round the bill of his top hat. Alright, so now what we gotta do, sis, is we gotta make our taper cuts. So actually we're gonna go back to this one for a second, because we need to taper that one down into the bill of his hat, okay? So, okay. Alright, so, now then what we're gonna do, we're going to start working on the body. Nice and light cuts. Okay. Now we can kind of turn this up and we'll show everybody what we're doing. It's taking a little bit longer on this because I'm showing you guys step by step as we go as well. So basically what we do is we got the hat done, then I go back down here and I start on the base, because I want, like most snowmen, I want the base a little bit bigger than what his midsection would be and what his head would be. So if we start down here at this end, we can get the size that we like down here, then we'll make this a little bit smaller and then this a little bit smaller, and then if we have to, we'll go back in and transition the hat a little smaller to match the rest of it. So now we're going to work on that midsection, because like most of us, that midsection needs a little bit taken off.
So this where you just round it?
Yep. So, ready? Alright, so what we do is we start here at this end, just kind of work it back to it. Feel how we're kind of going in and out, in and out. Okay. Let's see how that looks. Alright.
Now you can't really see this.
Yep. So now we have a little bit off of the midsection. The only thing I'd like to do a little bit today is, now that we got this down, come back right there and see that ridge.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try to smooth that out, and then we'll work on the head of it, okay?
Okay.
Did I get the camera set back up here? Trying to multitask here and run the camera with the tripod and do this. Alright, so we're back up here. Just the same way we did that one, okay? Okay, I see how the bottom of it's got a little ridge. You guys probably can't see that where the camera's at, but the bottom has just a little bit of ridge, so we're going to go back to this tool so we can get it. Okay, see how we took that off? We kind of created another one up at the top, right? But the top one we can get, there we go, see how that one's going now? Alright, now we're going to work on the head part of it, okay? So. See how it's taking shape? Start down here, just make sure we got everything kind of everything kind of roughed out. And as you can tell, this wood has been, it's well drying and a little bit flaky. This was a rough sawn piece of wood to start with. So now all we got to do now is we've got our shape the way that we need it. So I'll kind of show you what this started out as. This snowman actually started out as a block like this. I turned it into a cylinder.
Right.
And Taylor will get you a sample of kind of what I did. I basically turned it into a blank cylinder like this. And then I let her start making the cuts on it. So now all we got to do is we'll pull this rest out of the way. I'll sand it for her because I'm actually going to sand it on the lathe by holding paper on both sides of it. I'll kind of show you that. Let's see.
Is it in here?
Yeah, I'll get it. Okay, backup system. I'm going to switch to the face shield. Oh, actually, no, I won't because I have it set up for you. So you can still wear it if you want.
Yay! I like wearing it.
Okay, so basically I'm just going to pull the tool rest out of the way. I've got sandpaper cut. I'm going to move your footstool.
I mean, I'm not using it anymore.
Yep. So basically you just take it and make sure you do not wrap it. You just kind of hold it.
That was a lot smoother.
And then you'll use your finger to kind of bend the paper into the groove part of it to get the brim of the hat. And then in the grooves of the body between what would be like your different size snowballs for the snowman. The first few will really put out a lot of dust, and then as it goes on, it'll be less and less as we smooth it out. And the way that I do it, some guys will actually take this tool, or what they'll call a parting tool, and they'll actually part it off of the end pieces on the lathe. I don't do it that way. I basically just leave myself a groove, and then I take it over to the bandsaw and just cut it off with the bandsaw, and then I'll finish up both ends with the by sanding it on the belt sander for the top hat and the base of it. Because for me, it's easier to do it on the belt sander that way. That way I know that it is a lot easier to square it up that way so it sits properly. And that's a tool that I actually have, so I'm sure there's other methods to do it. I like to make sure I keep the paper moving. If you don't, you'll get the sanding marks in a circle as the lathe is turning.
You have to do all of those?
Yep. And basically I'm going through 150, 240, 320, 400, and 600 grit. And then are you going to paint yours? Yeah. And then Taylor's actually going to go inside the house and paint hers. I'll finish sanding this up and then I'll bring you guys back. Alright, so I got it sanded up for her. It's reasonably smooth now. It's all the way to 600 grit. So she's going to paint it. And then I got to cut these pieces off. I'll finish sanding the top and the bottom for her. And then I'll let her paint it and we'll show you what the end result looks like. This will be Taylor's first snowman she's turned. So.
This is the finished product of the snowman I've turned. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified for upcoming videos. And also make sure you share these videos with your friends. Bye!